So guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Artishaa Noelle and I'm here with another freaking video, as you know. Okay, so today we are going to be chatting about getting your life together. So get your pen and your notepad and let's get to it. Have you ever felt yourself stressing too much over what other people think? Maybe it's an overthinking problem. Maybe it's because of trauma. Have you ever thought that maybe you're really not that important? I'll be telling you how what you think of me is none of my business became my life hack and how it might be your key to freedom. In this video, we'll be talking about how what you think of me is none of my business. The old Artishaa cared so much about what other people thought about me, to the point where it actually gave me extreme anxiety. I had such bad anxiety. I was so ashamed to be myself. I was weird. You'd think that me having anxiety is weird, being that I'm talking to so many people on my channel here and I do it so comfortably. I wasn't always like this. It was so hard for me to be in a big crowd of people, go to family events. If there was a lot of people there, I was having extreme anxiety. And one of the things that helped me overcome it was for me to think in my mind that what you think of me is none of my business. I cannot care anymore on what other people thought about me. I had to give up the thought of what you may be thinking because I can't change that anyway. I can't change how you feel about me. I can't change the way you think about me. I can't change how you think my hair looks. I can't change if you think I'm dressed to par for this event. I can't change the way you feel about my presence of being here in this moment. So for me to overcome this, these are the few things that I have done to get over caring about what other people think of me. Is one, I recognize that I have extreme anxiety and it became a PTSD. Like I would go to family events, but when there's a lot of my family, I have a big family, so it would become loud and I would feel so anxious inside of my heart where I would be like, oh my God. You know, I would care so much if the neighbors are listening, or my family is not the loudest family in the world. And I would judge my family because we can get loud. It's a lot of us. Everybody has to speak and it'll be music. It'll be fun. You know, this is a fun setting. And I would think of it as it's giving me anxiety. Like I would go into a panic sometimes and have to leave because it got too loud for me. And I hated it. I hated so much not having control of myself, not having control of these thoughts and why I thought that this was weird for me. And my family they used to think that I was weird, but I really got a handle of it and I don't act like that anymore. I'm not what they think of me, what anybody think of myself and my family is none of my business. So now it's so cool. It's so cool to see my progress because it's my family. Like I can't change my family. We like to have fun and it's a lot of us. And when we get together, it's a freaking party and it's fun and it's exciting and it's always a good time. And I never thought of it as us having a good time. I thought of it as being ashamed that we're having a good time. And it gave me anxiety. A lot of things outside of that would give me anxiety too. And now the way that I got over it is to think that, you know what? My family really isn't that important. I'm really not that important to outsiders. I'm really not that important. It really doesn't matter what other people think about us. I can't change their mindset. If I can't change their mindset, why should I care right now what these people could think about me, what they possibly are thinking about me? And me being an empath didn't help anything either. So I'm feeling these people's emotions and their feelings while I'm here. And it's like, I wish I couldn't, but I can. And so I have to get a handle of that. My thought is what you think of me is none of my business. I can't change how you feel about whatever situation that I may be in at this moment. So I had to get a handle of my anxiety, which has changed my world. I never knew that it was called anxiety. I didn't know what that panic was when I would get into an environment where I was out of control. My mind would be like this, shaking in my brain because I didn't know that it was called anxiety. Once I got a hold of what this is called and why this would be a thing, I started to control it. I would say, shh. I would tell everybody to be quiet, and they'd be think that I'm so weird because I'm telling my family to be quiet and they're having a good time. And I'm the one here like, shh, be quiet. You know, the neighbors might hear us. I'm ashamed of my family, and all along it's me having extreme anxiety. And then I had to start to learn that, you know what the neighbors think about me, it's none of my business. The neighbors think about my family, it's none of our business. And I love that my family doesn't even care about it anyway. They have no concern on what the outsiders are thinking. They're just having a good time. And I'm here having high anxiety. And you know what? I'm going to join the party. I'm going to join them in their non-concern on what other people think about them. And I love the fact that my family taught me this because it changed my world. I swear, all my concerns and like my anxiety and like my depression and a lot of my other traumatic responses and dealing with them always started with my family. And I love that because I get to test it with these guys first and they know me best. They're already comfortable and know, okay, she's kind of a little weirdo and you know, whatever the fact may be. I have changed completely and now it's become so fun because I got to practice with my family first. I get to practice with the outside people. I get to practice with the people that I'm not used to being around, like friends and big groups of people, practicing not caring what they think of me. I look at my best to them, or whether I'm appearing, you know, am I dressed to the par? Am I dressed to the T? I would think, hey, I came here with this outfit because I thought it was cute. And because I think it's cute, I'm wearing it and I wore it here. And it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. What you think of what I have on is none of my business because I decided to wear this. I decided to put it on and I know I'm wearing that shit. I put that on. So I stopped caring whether I was coming to please all these other people in big scenes and big parties and places that I'm not used to going, because I know that regardless, I look good. When I looked at myself in the mirror before I came here, I looked good. And what you think of me is none of my business. And I can't care about what you think of me because it's none of my business. So many people have used me because I had low self-esteem. Me having low self-esteem and high anxiety, I hated telling people no. I hated telling people, getting a reaction out of them when I say no. So instead of saying, no, I can't do this, or no, 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 I would say yes. I was the yes man in every situation. You ask me, sure, I'll go get that for you. Sure, you do this. Can you go get this for me? Yeah, can you? Absolutely. Can you do this for me? Sure, why not? Can you get this for me? Absolutely, why not? And I just looked like it was just goofy. Like I was just real goofy, and became a habit that because I had high anxiety and I didn't want people to trigger that in front of them. So, and I didn't want to see me getting anxious. So I would avoid that by saying yes to everything, even if it made me uncomfortable, even if I didn't want to do it. Like I was the one that looked goofy because I didn't want to trigger my anxiety and let them know that this is uncomfortable for me. There was no boundaries ever set, and I didn't want them to feel bad if I said no and give me anxiety for them saying no, because I could feel them changing their mood. Since I'm an empath, it made me catch high anxiety because of this. I had to change this anxiety attacks and these anxiety issues because of the trauma that I went through of just not really being able to say no very often. Another thing that I started using in order to help me with this was, if it's not benefiting me, I'm not doing it. And that may sound so very selfish, but I talk about this a little bit more in my very previous video right before this one. So make sure you go and watch that, of being selfish was the best thing I ever did. If I don't tag that video up here, make sure you go just below this video and watch that one, because I talk a lot about becoming selfish being the best thing I ever did. And that's a part of being me having anxiety and not caring what you think about me is none of my business is part of being selfish and becoming selfish and knowing that if it's not benefiting me, I'm not doing it. I used to be the yes man. There was no way for you to ever have me say no. And now it's, if it does not benefit me, I'm not doing that for you. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad because you would not do it for me. So why should I overstep myself in pleasing you and pleasing your needs and desires when you wouldn't do it for me? Now, if it's somebody like my mother or like my grandmother or somebody that's very close and deep to me that I know would do it for me, Absolutely, I do it for you because I love you. When I started becoming selfish and I started thinking about me more and becoming a big girl and put my big girl panties on, it became, if it doesn't help me evolve or better myself or better my energy or put something towards my life and my goals, or you help me in some way while I help you, I'm not doing it. And I don't feel bad about it because a lot of people in this world will take advantage. Not only will they take advantage of you, but they did take advantage of me. I was taken advantage of plenty times through before just about 2 years ago. I was always taken advantage of. The older Artishaa was always taken advantage of. I was the playgirl. You could just use me up and I would just be like, oh, no problem. I still have all smiles and giggles. Like, not even knowing what's going on. I was just so silly. I'm not ashamed to talk about that because I'm not that person anymore. The ones that did use me, hey, look at me now. You have nothing to say. Like, I don't, look at me now. You're not here. Look at me now. You would never be able to get in my presence again. Now you can never have access to this beautiful being. And me not caring about what you think has been such a lift off of my shoulders. And I want to share this message because there's so many people in this world that care about what other people think. Anxiety is a sign of caring too much in the future, caring about too far into the future where you cannot control what other people think. You can't control what is coming next. You can't control it. So you have to get control of right now in this moment and know that you're the shit. What they think about you is none of your business. And if you're already liking this video, make sure you go ahead and give me a like button so that we can get this video to more people like us who are interested in listening to this kind of message. And I appreciate you so much. Make sure you subscribe as well. Another thing that I did is started to trust myself. When I had high anxiety, I had no trust in myself. I had no belief that I was worthy of anything. I had low self-esteem, low confidence, and you would not think that somebody like me had low confidence because I had all the friends. I would have all the big, good, fun parties. Like, I was her in my college days. Like, I was having so much fun, but I had the lowest self-esteem, and you wouldn't even know it because I had so many friends and I had so many people that like looked up to me, and they were looking up to me as this cool person and stuff, but I had low self-esteem. So what does that say about you? I had low confidence, I had low self-esteem, I had all type of traumatic issues. I had high anxiety, PTSD, I had abandonment issues. I had so much stuff that I was dealing with that these people looked up to me as that girl. And little do they know I'm dealing with all these things. I stopped thinking that I was so important. I used to think I was so important. Like, I'm such an important person that everybody around me cares so much of my appearance and and people just care so much about me that, like, no girl, you're really not that important. So stop thinking that. Get over yourself. Drop it down a few notches. Yeah, you are her, and that is really good to high confidence and like thinking that you're just that boss girl, but too much is too much, and that's just that. In reality, when you go outside, nobody's out there just thinking, oh, that's Artishaa Noelle. That's the target right there. Like, I want to look at her until she goes to her destination or whatever. So I had to stop thinking that I was so important. Like, I am not the star of the show wherever I go. And I just thought I was her, baby. I thought like everybody thinking about me. It's like, why wouldn't you think about me? And it's not that. You're not that important, honey. You're really not that important. And when you start thinking that I'm really not that important, you go outside and you start seeing that people are not even looking at you. I used to think people would be staring at me. I used to think people were obsessing about me. Like, I got so comfortable with me. And let's say if I went to a restaurant that I've never been to, and I like to go out by myself and I take myself out on dates. So when I would do this, it would be like, I would think people were staring at me. And then when I started telling myself that I'm not that important, I would go to this place and I would think in my head, I'm not that important. I'm not that important. And I would go in there and people would not even look my way. Like, I was not a factor. And it was all in my head. So know that it's all in your head, girl. Nobody's thinking about you. Nobody care really about you that much. So let the anxiety levels go. Pipe down a little bit. Take it down a notch. And you're good. You're still important, but you're not that important. You're you're not that important, honey. They're not thinking about you when you leave your house. I started realizing that I'm really not that important. Life started getting much easier for me, and my anxiety would go down. And what you think about me does not matter. What you think about my past doesn't matter. What you think about me doesn't matter. What you think about where I'm going doesn't matter. What you think about me being cringy on these videos does not matter. I could care less what you think about me. And now my levels of I don't care are to the max, and you couldn't change that. Nobody could come in my life and change that. And I'm so happy because I don't care anymore. I used to have mad anxiety and now I don't. And these were a few things that helped me get out of having the mindset of caring what other people think, and helped me get into the mindset of what you think of me is none of my business. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and hit that like button over here and hit that subscribe button over here. And I am so glad to have you here and so glad to have you have watched this video. And I hope that these things that has helped me care less about what other people think about me is helpful to you and help you in your life in some way. And I look forward to having you in my next video. Until next time, I'm so glad and happy to have you all you guys here, and I'm being so much more consistent with my content, and I just thank you guys for being here, and I love you so much. I can't wait to have you in the next video. Until next time, bye-bye. Bye.